They're going to make it tough for you to earn every point that you get, and you can't get distracted by having to work a little harder to score, to get to the basket, to beat that defense. Then calls start feeling like calls are not going your way. We have someone over there with a video that is telling me when we should challenge. So we're looking at that. You can basically challenge every call that's made. But you can't allow that to be the officiating or the tough physical play to become a distraction, and you just give in to the work you have to put in to score.
Nate, if management came to you tomorrow and said, we can fix one thing at the deadline, what would it be?
I'll talk to them about that.
It did seem like John got early or going earlier. I'm just curious, as far as him not kind of getting lost in that second half, where does he need to take that step forward?
Okay, John.
John.
Again, they were switching, and we have to recognize where the advantage is, whether it's on the perimeter. I thought we dropped it to him some in the first half and second half, and he was able to score a couple times in that first half. Second half, he had good looks, and the ball didn't fall for him. So you have to make your read in those situations when teams are playing that type of defense. Every position is switching. There's 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" at every position, and they're able to spread the floor against you on the defensive end of the floor. So that's a challenge to be able to play against that type of a team that they put out there tonight, with Batum playing the 5, Kawhi playing the 4. You got Paul George at the 2-3 point. And Jackson and Mann basically spreading the floor. Tough lineup to guard and play against.
Okay, I'm going to ask you another way.
Okay.
Is there one area this year that you think has been more problematic than others for you guys this year?
Again, I won't talk about what we are going to be trying to do during the deadline. I leave that to Landry, Cal, those guys to be working on that. My focus is my group and us trying to finish up this season, going into the playoffs. So, they are working on that end, and my focus is our guys in the games that are coming up.
They're built to you got two guys out there that's, all NBA type players. It's easier said on how to stop those guys than just doing it. So they played really good tonight. Kawhi did a really good job of just scoring when he needed to, and PG got everybody involved when he was getting trapped and stuff, but he was scoring early, and those guys played really well. You gotta give him credit.
Trae, I'm not trying to get you fined or anything, but when the calls don't go your way or the whistle doesn't go your way, how do you deal with that frustration?
For me, I gotta let them know. Obviously, I can't just let it slide just because then they'll just keep doing it. And obviously, you gotta let them know whenever they're wrong, just like they try to tell you when it's a foul and it's not a foul. So, you gotta let them know. And some of them take it personal and they keep going, but some of them are really good at listening. And every ref is different. So, yeah, for sure.
Trae, in the first half, you all were shooting over 50%, and then it dipped in the second half. Was it more of the defense or just shot selection?
Nah, man. It's not about the shots. It's about they hitting threes and we hitting twos. How many more threes did they hit? They hit 12 more threes. The difference in 12 more is, 36? That's a big jump. We lost by 7. So, if you put that into consideration, we just gotta get more looks. Obviously, we gotta protect the 3-point line a little bit better. But if they hitting threes like that and we're contesting, you just gotta tip your cap to them sometimes.
No, as far as you all were shooting over 50%. I'm saying the percentage dip in the second half. Was it more of their defense or just?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to tell you, I don't think that's the problem. I think that they were hitting more threes, and I think we were shooting. I mean, they probably picked up the intensity, and I think they probably shot a little bit less in the second half too, because they were still up in the first half. So we just got to be better on covering that 3-point line and just not letting teams get hot from that.
Hey, Trae, every team presents their own challenge. Every team is unique in its own way. But when you have a team like the Clippers who, you know, sometimes we have Paul run the point, Kawhi run the point, and, you know, bigger guys at those guard positions and wing positions, how difficult is it to deal with a team like that versus more of a traditional style team in this league?
I mean, everything is different. I don't think one challenge is harder than the other. I think you have to play a different type of style. When they're bigger, you got to play a little bit more faster so they can't get back and set their defense up, and you got to push the ball a little bit more. When they're smaller, maybe you take your time and find the mismatches in the paint and give it to the bigs down low. But when they're a bigger team, you gotta push the paint, push the pace, and try to get into the paint and draw and kick and things like that. So it's not one style is harder to go against than the other. It's more about just how you gotta play and your team has to play.
Trae, you referenced 3-point shooting. On the whole, the team hasn't shot threes as well this year as a couple times in the past. How much has that impacted you guys overall this year, you think?
I mean, I think obviously impacted a little bit, but I think we got guys who can shoot, and we just haven't been knocking down shots, but we'll be all right.
Any final questions? All right. Thank you.
Clint, when you're going up against the team that's 5th in the league in shooting, just how do you guys game plan to go up against them?
Yeah, usually, our game plan was to make it harder for Paul George and Kawhi. We try our best by trapping and making it hard for them, but obviously during the course of the game and stops, fast break, sometimes they were able to get good shots for them, and they were able to make good plays for their teammate as well. So it wasn't enough from us.
Obviously, they have a lot of role players on the team who can knock those shots down. So, I mean, how do you get out to those closeouts maybe a little bit faster in the future?
Yeah, we got to be more physical, be ready to take the challenge, set the tone right away. The obviously guy got into this game a little bit too much comfortably, and whenever they get that confidence, it's hard to shut them down.
Clint, we talked to Trae about how you deal with different teams in the league and how they're uniquely built. You know, in this world of positionless basketball, the Clippers are one of those teams where they can run out, you know, guys at the wings and the point guard position that are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". You know, you talk about how you have to adjust. How difficult is it for you all to kind of deal with them more so than maybe another team that's just more traditional in the sense?
Yeah, definitely they were. This is a playoff team. I can tell that they've been having experience together in the playoffs. They can play with five guards. They can play with a big. You can see. I felt that really every position on offense they were trying to make the right play. And for us, we gotta just be able to talk about it, be able to switch, be able to, if we see that we don't like a matchup on defense, just go and trap and make him find another shot and scramble.
Hey, Clint, obviously they got a couple All-Stars over there, but would you talk about Ivica Zubac and what he brings to the squad and how he makes it difficult for opposing center like yourself?
Yeah, he's big inside. On the speaking roles, he was just in the paint sitting, so he's a big dude, and on the rebounds, he's also a big dude that you have to box out every time to not let them get a second chance. So he's just there. He's a big presence, and he helps them a lot. So also, whenever we're trapping Kawhi or Paul George, he was able to finish at the rim at a pretty high efficiency. Thank you.